Hi, my name is Natalya Murov, and this is my Mitzvah Project. All my life, and even more recently, I've heard about the effects of climate change. I really wanted to see if I or anyone else could do something to help stop climate change, or at least slow it down. So I emailed the Louisiana Sierra Club, and they sent me to someone who has worked to stop climate change for 40 years. Recently, Myron Katz actually invented a way that can more than cut in half both our electric bills and carbon footprint. He calls it CLEP, and I call it Customer Lowers Electricity Price. Customer lowers electricity price to slow down climate change. CLEP is a way for customers to save money on their electricity bills while slowing down climate change. To show how this works, we will use the term superpower. Buying superpower is a key idea that helps you understand how CLEP works. Superpower is power generated without an intended demand. Thus, superpower always has a very low price and minimal carbon footprint. I am going to explain why superpower has both a low price and a low carbon footprint, why it is so common, and how and when to buy superpower. Where does our electricity come from? Roughly 75% is generated by burning fossil fuels, 20% comes from nuclear power, and 5% is powered by renewable energy, such as hydro, solar, wind, and biomass. What we want to do is get rid of the fossil fuel generators and instead use 100% renewable generators. Renewable energy always makes power with a very low carbon footprint. However, wind and solar often generates when there is no demand. When that happens, they make superpower. Can fossil fuel generators also make superpower? Yes. That can happen if electricity is made without a demand, such as at 2 a.m. In order to produce electricity needed at 4 p.m. the next day, a coal plant must operate 24/7, even when there is often little demand at 2 a.m. Coal-fired electricity generating plants often make superpower at 2 a.m. This big electricity making machine must keep running all the time in order to give us enough electricity whenever we need it. Thus, the carbon dioxide released at 2 a.m. in a coal-fired plant is actually part of the carbon footprint of electricity sold at 4 p.m. because the machine must run at 2 a.m. so it can produce the power needed at 4 p.m. Therefore, electricity at 2 a.m. has both a very low price and a very low carbon footprint. And the coal plant often makes superpower at 2 a.m. In fact, too many fossil fuel generators make superpower at night. Bicycle analogy explains why a coal plant must make superpower on some nights. Imagine with me, we are riding bicycles and we're traveling on a very hilly road. If we don't pedal, even while we're going downhill, we may not have the speed we need to make it up the next hill. In the same way, at 4 p.m. every day, a coal plant must make a lot of electricity. But to do that, it must run at full speed at 2 a.m., even though there may not be any demand. In that case, the coal plant is making superpower. The bicycle analogy also describes how we can save and slow climate change by buying cheaper electricity. This is how CLEP works. CLEP raises and lowers electricity prices and tells us when we should not and when we should buy electricity. When your bicycle is traveling uphill, such as at 4 p.m., electricity is priced higher because of high demand. At 2 a.m., electricity is priced lower because there is less demand. That's when generators often make superpower. This snapshot of Louisiana's wholesale electricity market at 7 p.m. corresponds to 4 p.m. on the bicycle analogy, the hardest time to bike uphill. The 7 p.m. electricity prices are high because there is so much demand. So generators sell at higher prices and use expensive fossil fuels, which makes dirty electricity. Look at the Louisiana hub in the lower right-hand corner, and you can see the electricity price is at $20.36 per megawatt hour, which is greater than 2 cents per kilowatt hour. This is more than 10 times the price found in the next slide. So, later that night, at 4 a.m., wholesale electricity is cleaner, and because there is much less demand, it is less expensive. In other words, superpower. It contains a lot of free wind power and sells at less than 10% of the afternoon price. This slide is like going full speed downhill at 2 a.m. in the bicycle analogy. At the Louisiana hub, you can see the price is $1.75 per megawatt hour, which is less than 0.2 of a cent per kilowatt hour. Before CLEP, electricity prices were constant. But with CLEP, a customer can buy electricity cheaper at some times than at others. Because they have a choice, and without any inconvenience, a CLEP customer can lower her $1,500 a year electricity bill by more than $900 a year, and cut her carbon footprint as much. Now I will show you how this is done with 2 appliances and a community solar operation. So you program your dishwasher to run at 2 a.m. and you can save yourself $50 a year. With $50, you can install a timer that can be programmed to run your water heater between 2 to 6 a.m. and save yourself a whopping $185 a year. A community solar farm is established when various parties each own or rent a section of a very large array of solar panels. This arrangement lowers the cost per kilowatts and makes solar power available to many more people, many of whom cannot afford or have access to a roof needed for rooftop solar. Rent 5 kilowatts in a community farm and save a massive $700 a year off your electric bill. CLEP is promoted by a nonprofit organization named Pro-Rate Energy. To learn more about CLEP or how you can help, email myramkatz@energyradar.com. Let's get CLEP adopted in New Orleans. I'm a CLEP maniac, and I'm asking you to join me and share this video and spread the word. Thank you.